is taking that base. There's no way he's gonna take it off and get spotted. If I was Sharp, I would just cancel the base and then maybe take it elsewhere.
Yeah, it seems like Light has totally given up trying to push for the 9 o'clock and is instead focusing all of his forces to try to get to the 2 o'clock. If he can cut off that corner of the map, all he really has to do is contain Sharp to the bases that he has, and Sharp will then be in the position where he has to push forward and try to take more territory for himself to try to gain more bases. There are a lot of vultures out now, right for Light, pushing at the top, trying to get some harassment done there. There's some tanks chasing them. They deny another base at the 12 o'clock. This is just Sharp cannot get up another base.
This is why in warfare, maneuver really is key. Raw power, often not as good as mobility. These vultures are able to run circles around the trailing mech forces of Sharps. They're going to get cleaned up now, but the vultures are so cheap, I don't think Light is going to mine too much. He has stopped mining for a bit. I guess Light would have wanted to kill most of the SCVs mining at that inside mineral only, so perhaps not as big of a success. It looks like so many starports going down here. There is going to be a transition to a massive army of Wraiths, and I cannot see the air upgrades if somebody knows. Massive battle here in the middle. Sharp losing all sorts of tanks. Action is clearly afoot, and Light seems to have gained decisive advantage on the ground here.
Yeah, Light is after that battle, Light is going to push up to the 3 o'clock and maybe take it out. And he's also transitioning into air, like you said. He already has 3 Valkyrie cell. I believe the air upgrades for Light is 1-0.
I've actually seen the air upgrades. I know he has +1 ground. I haven't seen his air upgrades. I didn't think I saw any, but he may have some. He's building more armories now, so it's very possible that he's planning on upgrading some more air.
Usually what I have seen in this sort of late game Wraith transition is that the Terran player will put down additional armories to simultaneously upgrade air, armor, and attack. Unupgraded Wraiths aren't too dangerous, but when they get to 2-2 usually, they start to pack a serious wallop, and 3-3, they are very strong. Battle here in the middle. Sharp has a puny air force in comparison, and Light abusing his air advantage here. Sharp does not have any anti-air. Those Wraiths able to pick off a tank there, and Light would be wise, and also picking off a floating science facility there. Light would be wise, I think, to try to exploit this breach he's created, but Sharp perhaps is going to be able to bring up forces again. The 9 o'clock base has never looked more vulnerable, I think.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for Light to push towards the 9 o'clock. He still doesn't have very many tanks in that area, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to push forward too much, and Sharp is now reinforcing that, so I don't think he's going to be able to kill it. He actually gets 1 tank in range, but he's shooting at a turret instead, and he's going to lose that tank to Sharp's tank instead, so I don't think he actually killed any SCVs with that tank, but that was the right idea, trying to harass that base with his tank range.
Yeah, looks like Sharp is trying to take another base at the main of the 1 o'clock, and it's getting taken down by vultures. Looks like we're seeing Light's first person vault here, and my stream just froze. At this point,
stream is back up for me. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. At this point, Sharp is putting forward with all his army here. He's desperately trying to get some territories with his force. He's pulling SCVs, Goliaths, and tanks, but his tanks are going down quickly. I think he will be able to break here, but at what cost?
Well, my stream is frozen. Okay, yes, unfrozen Light simultaneously assaulting with or harassing with 2 groups of vultures at the 12 o'clock inside mineral only expansion. So, and there is nothing Sharp can do. Sharp is persisting with this breakthrough at heavy cost to his army. I think Light will be able to hold this off eventually. And Sharp whittled down to a handful of tanks, it looks like, in the middle here. Light, I think, has a decisive advantage. Light with yet another group of vultures, and Light has a massive air force, it looks like. Whereas I have not seen any sort of equivalent air army come from Sharp. Sharp only has the odd Wraith or 2 out. I think at this point, Light has a very strong advantage, and unless Sharp can do something miraculous, Light is probably going to win the game.
I think what Sharp is going for here is just an all-in attack, trying to get as much territory as he can, but it's just not the right place, it's not the right time. He's just going straight into the middle where there's going to be the most amount of tanks to be able to flank him. And I just don't understand what he's trying to accomplish attacking straight into the middle. He obviously is having trouble dealing with the harass from Light, who's harassing at multiple locations at the same time with vultures. Sharp is pretty new, so his multitask might not be quite up to par.
Yeah, when I see Sharp's first-person VOD there, he killed up 4 vultures at his factory. Obviously his macro is not as good as Light. Looks like he's trying to get another territory from this time at 3 o'clock. Looks like it's going to be successful.
Well, keep in mind that Light still has his Air Force, which he has used very well to say, and Light getting positioned finally over the 9 o'clock. He's got vultures with mines, and he has tanks. Siege up. Sharp is throwing every last reserve he has to deal with this. He's brought in his Air Force. He's brought in his tanks. Aerial engagement here. Sharp forced to retreat, cloaking his race because he just does not have the numbers to get it done. Sharp not being a very decisive player at all. Waffling here. He was going to save his base. Now he's going to try to attack at the 3 o'clock. This is not going to work. Light streaming all sorts of cloaked raids and just wiping out the ground forces. Sharp losing everything he has, and this is surely GG.
Scan going off there, and the Goliaths are shooting, but there's just not enough Goliaths to deal with those wraiths. Sharp has had to make tanks to keep up with Light's tank count, but at the same time, he needs Goliaths to keep up with the wraith count because he just doesn't have enough starports. Just everything going wrong for Sharp in this game.
Yeah, like you said, he has to build Goliaths to deal with the wraiths and then tanks to counter Light's tanks. Looks like an engagement from Light going in here. It's going to pick up all the forces from Sharp, and then I think Sharp is just too far behind economically and army-wise. This is surely GG. The Air Force just enormous coming on from Light. They're gonna wipe out anything on the ground and air.
Light even doing the old A-moving SCVs into the natural.
So
not
BM.
sure if that's... And there's the GG.
I don't think that was that bad. He won the game once. I mean, it's debatable. I think is unequivocal that he won the game as soon as he gained control over the 9 o'clock and destroyed the only army that Sharp really had left. But he just accrued advantages throughout the game. Sharp, I'm not sure he launched one attack. I mean, he launched the one big push in the middle that didn't accomplish anything. Before that, no harassments, no drops, just sort of content to stay in his base. If this was a sniping strategy, it is certainly not one that I am familiar with.
Yeah, Circuit Breaker is a toss map. Is a pretty favorite toss map. So Samsung coach might send out Sharp here trying to snipe some Protoss, but then Winters send out Light for the first game. So it might be a miscalculation of January here. That game Light just outplayed Sharp. Like he had like a economic disadvantage in the beginning. He just used a 3 add-on tank, 3 add-on on his factory and produce a lot of tanks and just outplay Sharp.
For those of you wondering, I do believe Nadishin has messed up the score. It should be 1-0 for Lungeon Stars at the top rather than 0-1.
Yep.
Yes, that is correct. So hopefully we'll be fixed sooner rather than later. I am seeing a bunch of Korean texts.
I think that's the betting side.
Oh, that's a betting site, I
Yeah,
see.
in Korea.
But who are people favoring?
Yeah, in Korea they actually bet for StarCraft matches.
Hence the match-fixing scandal, right? Well, I don't mind a little betting here or there, but no match-fixing.
Yep, that's not appropriate. But that means savior though. So who do you guys think will Samsung send out next after losing the first game?
Isn't this next map? By the way, let me check. Hold on.
The next map is New Aztec. It's probably going to be some Protoss.
Well, they have Jangbi, who is playing very well recently. In fact, Jangbi versus Jaedong was an astonishing game in the Pro League, where Jangbi really should have won if it were any other Zerg. Jangbi would have won.
Yeah.
So, very high Very high level matchup, I have to say. So Jangbi looking very good.
Jadon just holding on that attack from Jambi with a few zerglings and hydras. I saw it in the middle of the game. I saw Jadon has already lost the game. He has a 40 supply disadvantage and he just came back again. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I was convinced Jadon was going to lose at multiple points in that game, and somehow just he refuses to lose. That is sort of what separates the true champions from your Jangbis, who only has 2 silvers. You know, the true champion sometimes it just looks like they will not lose by sheer force of will.
But I think Jambi. I fixed the audio problem. There shouldn't be any problem.
Yeah, Nuke the Stars is saying that it's not synced.
Nuclear stars?
Yeah, I think he's just trying to sabotage us.
I don't think so. Cause someone watching our stream has posted has pumped our thread up and says like he doesn't say anything. There's anything wrong with the thread. I don't know. Let me check. Actually, can you guys check?
Check what?
My stream. See if it is Scenic.
What am I checking?
Our stream.
Oh, if it's synced?
Yeah.
Apparently it's synced with Nanoshin.
Really?
Video lags behind the audio. Yeah, apparently our video lags behind our audio, but it's perfectly synced with Nanoshin's. Which is kind of weird.
Restart.